What if your entire country believed they'd already won the World Cup? And then lost it in front of 200,000 people? That's exactly what happened in 1950, when Brazil faced Uruguay. It wasn't just a football match, it was a national heartbreak so deep that it changed the team's colors forever. When you hear World Cup, one country immediately comes to mind. Brazil, the land of samba, football magic, and 5 world titles. But before Brazil became the kings of world football, there was one match that almost destroyed their spirit. A moment the world now calls the Maracanazo. It was 1950. The world was recovering from World War II, and football was finally returning to unite the planet again. Brazil had the honor of hosting the 4th FIFA World Cup. They had never won before, but this time they were the favorites. Everyone believed it was destiny. Newspapers printed headlines before the final match saying, "Brazil World Champions." Even the victory parade was already planned. The tournament format was unusual, no single final match. Instead, 4 teams, Brazil, Uruguay, Spain, and Sweden, played a round-robin stage to decide the champion. Brazil crushed Sweden 7-1, then destroyed Spain 6-1. They looked unstoppable, 13 goals in just 2 games. All they needed now was a draw against Uruguay to lift their first ever World Cup. It felt like a done deal. July 16, 1950, the Maracanã Stadium in Rio de Janeiro was packed. Nearly 200,000 fans, the largest crowd in World Cup history. Before kickoff, Uruguayan captain Obdulio Varela showed his teammates Brazilian newspapers already declaring Brazil the champions. He said, "They think they've already won. Let's show them they haven't." The first half ended 0-0. In the second half, Brazil scored for Yaka. Goal. The crowd exploded, drums, confetti, pure joy. The stadium shook, but then, silence. Uruguay equalized through Juan Alberto Schiaffino. And with 11 minutes left, Alcides Giglia ran down the wing, shot past the Brazilian keeper, and scored. Uruguay 2, Brazil 1. The Maracanã fell dead silent. 200,000 voices, gone. Even the FIFA president, Jules Rimet, said later, "When I went to present the trophy, I couldn't hear a single sound, only the silence of disbelief." That day, 2 fans took their own lives inside the stadium. Across Brazil, thousands wept. Several players never played again. And Brazil, changed forever. They abandoned their white jerseys and adopted the iconic yellow and green kit we know today, to symbolize a new beginning. 8 years later, in 1958, Brazil finally lifted the World Cup, the start of their football dynasty. But the pain of that night in Maracanã still echoes through football history. The Maracanazo wasn't just a game, it was a reminder that overconfidence can destroy even the strongest. If you love stories where sports become legend, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what's your most unforgettable football moment? Because sometimes history's greatest lessons come from its biggest defeats.